If you get 2,000 views, I will watch episode 2.
Alright, so the camera is recording. Does that look like it's the right angle and everything for you guys?
That's good. That is excellent.
Here's where you get this over with, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. This might have been a mistake. Alright, so you guys are about to react to a TV show. It is an anime. You guys, what is your knowledge on anime? I know you know that I like it, but could you name any?
No.
Dragon Ball Z?
Naruto?
Yeah. Alright. Pokemon, right?
Okay, I didn't know that.
He plays Pokemon Go.
Yeah, you play Pokemon Go. See, so you played an anime game. You're a nerd, alright? So
An anime nerd.
Yeah. So I'm about to have you guys react to a show called Attack on Titan. It's a show I was telling you about the other day. It started in 2013, so you said it was a little older, but I think the animation for it's pretty good. Do you want me to tell you much about the plot, or you just want to go ahead and get into it? And
Let's do it.
Just jump right in.
Just jump right into it? Okay.
Is that a hand?
And just like that, everything changed.
Yes, it was.
At that terrible moment, in our hearts, we knew home was a pen. Humanity, cattle.
I'm already confused.
I'm sure it'll explain it as it goes on a little bit more, but if you want some context, it is kind of like a fantasy type setting in a way. Humanity is inside walls that they live inside. They're kind of trapped inside. They don't really know what's beyond the walls. But they do know that there are giants that they call titans outside the walls, and they eat humans whenever they can. So they've tried to explore outside the walls, as you just saw, but they can't really do so without fighting the giants, and they don't really know much about them. So, but at this point in the story, when it's first starting, they've been inside the walls for 100 years, I believe. So they, like I said, they've lived their whole life inside the walls.
Take
they
my
don't know much
chances
about the
too.
outside.
So, do they not age?
Humans?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just humans.
Okay. You said
That's why I
100
said they
years.
lived their whole lives inside the walls. They were
Oh,
born
okay.
and raised.
Gotcha.
But
I thought you meant they personally have lived
Yeah.
there.
just get on Meekness's bad side.
No, what are you even talking about? Ugh, you smell like a tooth.
If only tears were cups of ale.
Of course.
You kids care for a swig?
Sure. On watch?
Yup, watching the old game we are. Thirsty work playing sentry. Pinochle only goes so far to chase off the boredom. Little nip now and then keeps us all in our courage for a spell. Hurts to be in a guard.
How do you expect to fight if you're so loose on your feet?
Huh? Now what on earth would I have to fight?
What do you think? What if they break through the walls? We'd be sitting ducks on your watch. Dad says you gotta stay sharp.
Good Dr. Jaeger. Yeah, well. Can't argue with a man who single-handedly spared us from the plague. Thing is, he's talking about his scalpel. What we do isn't half as important. Hey, no disrespect to your father, but a soldier's time beyond the wall kind of tends to put the whole issue into a different perspective. You see him groping around out there, mindless, dead-eyed.
Wait a minute. Sounds to me like you don't even think that they're all that dangerous.
Look at it this way, huh? If the garrison's actually doing what people think it ought, we're up a creek. Personally, I take a lot of stock in being called a freeloader. Means things are good. It's how I can measure peace of mind.
What? I could live in a cage. All we do is eat and sleep. That's it. End of story. I have the peace of mind of livestock.
Aaron, you should let the scout regiment thing go.
Seriously? Why does everybody think they're a joke?
What people think about him isn't really the issue.
Goes from like a
Perfect
cartoon
timing.
to like
They're
real.
back. We can make it if we hurry. Get a move on.
Or no.
I want a good view.
Talk a bit louder when you talk, just to make sure the camera can hear
Oh, sorry. I said it goes from like a cartoon-ish to like a real life looking. Like the bell look like real. So that's kind of weird.
What?
Sure taking a hit, haven't they? Yeah. Rest from guiding. That's what happens when pride takes you outside the walls.
Moses! Moses! Beg your pardon. Where is my son? He should be with you all. Oh, please tell me he made it.
Wish I had better news. Give it to her. I'm sorry. This whole was left in him.
Yeah.
You say it was gross?
A little morbid. Yeah.
He did good. He was brave. Tell me my son stood his ground to the bitter end.
I just don't
That
see
meant something.
if they're that
Tell me
powerful.
his sacrifice gave us a better
Then how come
chance.
they just can't get in? They hear them scratching on the outside, but they're not strong enough to get in.
Those walls are like 50 meters high and they're strong enough to keep the Titans out. They don't really know how the walls got there or anything, but one thing about this show is it's kind of a mystery as much as anything else, and you learn more as you go along.
All our losses. It's ever the same. The day was lost. We have nothing. Your son died because of me. I sent him to his death. I sent all of them to their deaths. And there's nothing to show for it. All of it amounts to nothing.
Their military is divided into 3 different parts. One is the scouting region, which you just saw. and they try to see what's beyond the walls. They try to scout out, because they don't really know much about the Titans or the wall or anything.
Happy on human gristle. You little punk! What are you doing? Let me go! Yeah, that's right. You better run.
That's kind of how the wall's laid out right there. There's like 3 different walls that are circular in shape.
Hey, we're home. Welcome back, kids. Wow, somebody worked hard to keep us in fuel for the next several days. Whatever. What was that for? Your earlobes red, which means you got something to hide. Mikasa helped you again now, didn't she? Hey, where are you off to, Dad? Patient?
Yes, some folks need here. I should be back
So it's
in
big enough that they can
It's
like have
the
their
walls
own
are
food
huge.
and like
There's
everything
hundreds of
and
thousands of
raise
people inside
everything.
the walls. Yeah,
Okay.
the walls are huge. So. What they're in right now is, as you saw, there were circles, and then there were little semicircles on the outside.
Get that
And they're in one of
ridiculous
those little
thought out of your head
semicircles.
this instant, young man. No son of mine is going to be fodder. Do I make myself absolutely clear?
And then she
Stop
just
yelling
told
at me!
on
Don't
because he
you
wants
dare!
to do that.
Because he wants to be a scout.
Yeah.
Being outside, you really have no idea.
Yeah, I get it, okay? But it's gotta be better than this life. Not stupid. I know it's ugly out there. I know there's death around every corner. But we can't just give up on it. Because otherwise this nightmare's never gonna end!
I see. Excuse me. I'll be late for the fair.
Darling, wait! Scold the boy, for heaven's sake!
Scold him. Dear, please, think this through. Mere words won't hold back the boy's curiosity. Aaron, behave while I'm gone, and I'll let you in on what I've been doing in the cellar. Agreed?
Yes, sir, you got it! Have a good trip! I meant what I said. What? The whole idea is just irresponsible. Huh? Irresponsible? So what? It's more grown up to settle for living in fear behind some stupid wall your whole pointless life? Aaron! Mikasa, the boy needs to be protected from himself. Promise me, whatever happens, I can count on you
Needs
to
to
have
be
his back.
spanked for talking to his parents like that.
Yeah, but he
Where's the
also
sacrilege now, huh?
wants to solve problems
Or
and
does your philosophy say it's wrong to
like
fight
you have
back,
to
too?
give him
As
credit
a matter
for
of fact, it does. I'd rather take a few
basically
bumps
putting
than
his
fall
life
like
on the
a
line
beast.
to
Oh, so now I'm a beast? Take a good hard
seek
look at
out what's
yourself
out
and tell me
there.
you're not acting like one.
But they
Resort to
shouldn't put all the
violence because
responsibility
your
on
brain's
his
the size of a
sister.
walnut. So
Shouldn't
pummel me all
disrespect
you
your
want.
parents either.
I've already
That's
won.
not what it's about.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm a sore loser. That's all.
I always thought you kind of looked like He-Man with that haircut. What are you guys saying?
Heard me rattling on about
The
how
blonde?
mankind
Yeah.
is usually beyond the walls. I thought we understood half of it, but still.
Idiots. Why's it gotta be this way? Why can't people just let us dream?
The walls are a powerful idea. We've survived for 100 years because
Or like Shaggy off
no one's
Scooby Doo.
wanted to defeat. I may not agree with that sentiment, but I can see where they're coming from. It's human nature, Aaron. When all said and done, the government's policies are a reflection of our time. What most people here are willing to settle for in exchange for some fleeting sense of security, you know?
Do they have like an age to join it? Become a scout?
Absolutely
I'm sure they do. I'm not sure of the specific age.
Armin, what are you doing? Talk to me. What's going on? Some kind of explosion or?
I said it.
That's impossible. That wall's 50 meters high.
What is that, a Titan? It's like the devil.
finish killing Titans and saving lives!
No, wait! Don't do this, please!
Nothing, Vince. Just take it down. Get all three of them out of harm's way. Make good on the debt you owe.
It's kind of demonic.
What are you doing? Stop me! Wait! No! We can't just leave her! I love you! You hear me? Stay alive! Just like that, everything changed. At that terrible moment, in our hearts, we knew home wasn't men, humanity, cattle.
You're grounded.
So is it a little bit different than what you were expecting, or?
It's kind of morbid and
Define morbid.
just like a bad cartoon version of like, I don't know.
Is it different than anything you've ever really seen
Yeah,
before?
like it's
Well,
like demons and
I know that as far as the Titans themselves, the original concept for them was designed whenever the author was trying to think of like what would be the scariest type of monster that you could.
they look
come
like
across.
a skeleton, like not a skeleton, but you know, like
Some of them look pretty silly, but that last one was
it reminded me of the Purge.
yeah.
You know that? Yeah, I don't.
You're kind of quiet. I kind of want to hear your thoughts on it.
I looked at her and said, "Did I just watch that?"
Like I get the whole
I mean,
like the storyline of like the wall and going outside the wall and stuff. But unless I missed it, like why all of a sudden could they just get in?
There was no real particular reason, and nobody expected it. But this was whenever,
I guess I just
A
want to see
giant one
that
appeared.
part. Like
I
how
said, it's
the
more of a mystery
giant
than
one-
anything else. They go and you learn more and more as time goes on about why things have happened.
Okay.
There's
then-
still a lot that I don't know, per se, but as I was saying, the original concept for those Titans that you said look kind of demonic was the author was trying to think of what would be like the scariest creature out there to deal with. And he was out in public one time and he was harassed by like a blackout drunk guy that just could not be reasoned with for the life of him. And that's whenever he kind of realized humans are kind of the scariest thing out there and stuff, especially if it's one that just can't be reasoned with, like doesn't really know what's going on, just acting on base instincts. And that's kind of how we got
But we're
the
not cannibals.
concept. No,
Like that's like taking it a little far.
Yeah,
But, I
you
mean,
just
there's
made
a
them in
difference
man's
in
image. Right.
like attacking people and wanting to hurt them, as in ripping their heads off and eating them.
Oh, you're looking at the Titans as
that's
people though.
their
They're
That's
source
true.
of food.
That's true. But
He goes into it in a bit of detail later on, but Titans actually don't need any type of nourishment or anything. They don't eat anything besides humans, but
They
they
just
don't
want
know
to be
why.
destructive.
They actually
Period.
regurgitate them later on. They throw them up afterwards. They don't use them to.
So they're anorexic.
Yeah,
You're just confirming my point.
how am I confirming your point? What was your point? You haven't really said much. You just said, "Why did I watch this?" You sat there quietly. I kind of want to hear a little bit more.
Exactly. I mean, none of it really makes sense.
What didn't make sense?
I mean,
It's one episode out of a series with 25. So,
true.
and like I said,
So
say
this
25.
was episode 1?
Yes, of a 25 episode series for season 1. There's 12 episodes in season 2, and the third season is currently airing as we speak. It's actually a really popular show. It's gotten pretty mainstream over here in the United States. Has a pretty big fan base over here, but it's more of a mystery than anything else. And like you don't see yourself having any interest in the second episode, do you? I can tell by.
Myself, no, but I could see why some people would.
I mean, at this, like, I'm not like
You don't-
a massive fan, but there is that ounce of curiosity.
You want to see what happens next, or
There's an ounce of that
An ounce of
curiosity.
curiosity? like I said, there's still a ton of stuff I don't know, but I've heard it gets even better from what I've seen. I've only seen the first 2 seasons, so I've seen 37 episodes total, whereas you
But
guys
the
have seen
whole
1.
town was destroyed, so how can it? Are there
Like I
more
said,
walls?
There's 3 walls, 3 circular walls. If I go back and
It showed it on there, though.
No, I
Okay.
saw that. I saw the map thing, but I'm like, did it just destroy everything? Or,
well, that's all I'm about to.
like, I don't see how it could keep going. There it is.
They are right here. There's 3 different big walls, and then there's each one has 4 little
Entrances.
little semicircles outside of it and stuff that kind of draw the Titans towards them. For some reason, like they gather on the parts that are sticking out, and that way, whenever they're renovating the wall, since it's so big, like I said, the Titans will scratch it up a little bit and stuff. But when they're repairing it, they only have to focus on that small part. So right now, the Titans just broke through here, and they're in this part right here. So all the people in that are trying to get
To
and
the
retreat
middle.
into inside the main wall.
Gotcha. Which is where Aaron and his sister came from at the very beginning. Was somewhere within when they went to get firewood.
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Because it almost looked like they were outside completely, but they were just in a
probably
different
somewhere
section.
within this first wall, and they
Okay.
exited or went back into the city. Like I said, I was planning on showing you guys a more realistic series based on a world that's similar to our own, or actually like in the real world, but like something a little bit more realistic because it would be a little bit less of a jump into some fantasy show with its own world. But at the same time, you said you wanted the shortest series, whatever was shortest, and that one takes a few episodes to get going. So, and it's longer overall. So.
It's just hard for me to look at. It's almost like a cartoon,
It is a cartoon.
right? Being
It's
like
animated.
that,
It's
where if
animated,
it,
yes.
and I guess that's where, I don't see cartoons as being that way and being.
Like, what are the ratings on this?
You mean age-wise?
Yes.
I think some episodes are TV 14 plus, and then others are TV mature or something.
Okay.
I think it goes back and forth, but like I said, it's usually for like older teens and adults more so than anything else. That's why I didn't really want my younger brother walking in here during the middle, especially at that end part. I figured if he saw that, he might end up getting scared or something. It's not really anything too scary in its own, but for a kid, I'm sure that would be
Yeah.
it could be traumatizing.
So does the kid become a scout? I want to know that.
I'm not going to say anything unless you want
Gotta
to watch
watch
more
it.
episodes. If you want to know, you got to watch. But
Oh man, I need to check my schedule.
But what did you think about the maneuverable gear they were using to?
It reminded me like a bad jetpack or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, like I said, it's not obviously it's not like a realistic weapon of any sort, but I know the author had like an engineering friend of his help design it. It uses like CO2 tanks to like help them propel after they latch onto things. Like so the.
But they
the
say
way
they
it's
train
designed
to
is pretty
kill
busy.
these or to like defeat these titans, but
Yeah.
yet
They train to use
they
that
just
gear,
got
and they know
beat
that.
up. And did they even really?
They didn't really.
They
Get
never
beat
got
up, they just
one.
retreated, didn't they?
No,
Just
that
'cause-
dude died.
Well, like I said, you got to remember there's
They
three
took off
different
with the kids.
No, Shane, I'm talking about the beginning, or when they came through,
the scouts.
and he gave the mom
The
her
arm?
son's arm.
Yeah.
So
But those
it's
were
like
the scouts.
That's
Those
what it
weren't
said,
the
they're
soldiers.
that's what I'm talking about.
The scouts are
They're the same
version of the
people.
soldiers. There's the scouts. There's the people that guard the walls that we saw with the
Yeah, they were playing
roses
cards.
on their back, the ones that were drinking, and then there's a third group that stays within inside the inner walls. And strangely enough, that's usually where the best of the best go, is to protect the people within the inner walls. But
Which is dumb. Why wouldn't you want
they
your...
kind of go over that a little bit, how it's kind of counterproductive, but it's just how the whole system's set up. I say that the people that get the top scores out of the boot camps and everything, they get their selection, and most people choose. You know, like if you get a pick, you're going to choose to stay as far away from the Titans as possible. So,
Yeah.
but
I just want to... Like, I want to know why the guy's so... The devil-looking dude. How he got so big.
the Titans,
The big one that brought down the wall.
the 50-meter class one.
Yeah.
Like I said, it explains it.
In other
But,
episodes, you gotta watch
another
them.
episode. Like I said, it's more of a mystery than anything else, and you learn more and more as you go on. And that's one of my favorite parts about the show, is because the first season's pretty action heavy, more so than a lot of things. It has a lot of shock value, like you just saw. The second season, it kind of delves more into the mysteries more than anything else, and there's a lot of, I'm not gonna say dialogue heavy because there is action, but like it focuses on things that they don't know as a society and as a collective, but they are trying to figure out. Like you said, they couldn't really take down the Titans, even when they did fight them. That's because they don't know a ton about them. They don't have much experience fighting them, and like they might take out one or two or something, but when they're outnumbered and or even if you have the number advantage, those things are just terrifying. So they're supposed to be terrifying.
You have to admit, even though I'm not like completely interested in it at all, just because, mainly because we had a bad thought of it going into it, but it does, if the goal is to relay like a mystery, then they've succeeded, because I am confused, and there is that ounce again that wants to know how
I said,
this or
Which
why
is why
this.
it's different strokes for different
Yeah,
folks. Because I
but
have
you.
zero intentions of watching the next episode, and you want to.
No,
So,
I didn't say I completely
you
wanted
have-
to,
you're
but I just meant
interested.
if I mean, as far as a mystery, if that's the way he's going, then he succeeded.
like you want to know why things are like
Yeah,
they are.
I mean, it makes you wonder things that make you go.
Like I said, it's not a complete mystery and stuff. It's kind of like I'm not going to say post-apocalyptic survival type thing, but they are trying to fight against a threat where humanity's not at the top of the food chain. Like a
I
Walking Dead
just
or
feel
something.
like it should be less like devilish, demon like, because that's what I feel like.
Well,
I mean,
I
I
feel like
get
the-
it. It's not, but I mean, you can't.
You're looking
I
at
don't
it as if it's for kids, because it's kind of
Maybe.
it's anime.
but it's kind of like that soldier at the very end and stuff. He was determined to save all three people. He was going to save the mom and the two kids, but he got up and close on it. It's so much bigger than him, and it was just terrifying. He was overwhelmed.
Wait
by
a minute. Where was the dad going?
to the interior because he was a doctor and he had
had to
a
go
job
take
to
care
do
of
in the
people.
interior.
Did you not listen?
That just hit me because he said something. I'll be late for the fair. Or
He
something.
said he had to go take care of people.
But
He is a doctor, so I don't know completely what he went to do
does
or
he
anything.
have
Like I said,
something
it
to
is a
do with
mystery.
something?
Maybe I don't know much. Like I
I
said, I
think
don't know a lot
the
more than you guys
dad
on aspects of
Has
that.
something to do with it
Possibly
because
It
he's
could
a
be the case.
doctor, so he maybe studied the Titans.
I will say he did say he was hiding something in the cellar,
Yes.
or the basement, and I still don't know what that is.
See,
So.
they got you hooked. Now they're reeling you in. Okay.
No, but I think the dad has something to do with like the
That very well
attack.
could be. There's a lot of theories about stuff like that.
He wanted to
there
shut his
was.
wife up. Gone.
But do you really think he?
Well, he
He left
like I
his
don't
wife?
think
Yeah.
no, like I don't think that was intended, but maybe it was like
To show
It went
some that
wrong.
they're-
like an experiment gone wrong. I'm looking at him because I can tell.
I don't
Like
know.
his
I don't-
wheels are turning because he's wanting to tell me some stuff, but then he really wants me to watch it.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like I said, I've seen the first 2 seasons, but you learn more and more as you go on, and like, this is still going on. It's in the 3rd season right now. It's based on comics that are pretty far ahead of what has been animated, and there's still a ton of stuff I don't know. So I literally could not confirm or deny anything that you just said. You could be onto
But
something.
do you see where I think
I
that?
see where you think that. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good theory that he has something going on with it. And, because, like I said, there's something going on in the cellar, and he left at a very convenient time right there. So I don't know what all that has to do with anything, but there could be something there. So. But
Would you grab that?
you
It
were
didn't
saying
re-
something
it's not
about
really me.
how they were so demonic and stuff. I think they're supposed to strike fear in people, or that's kind of what they were designed to do. Like I said, that soldier got up close and personal, and he was all determined, but he just didn't have the courage to go through with it. He didn't have the balls to fight it, I guess you could say.
Well, it's like a Chihuahua against a Rottweiler.
Yeah.
I mean, like I would
That's a good
run
comparison,
too.
yeah.
I would run
So he
too.
took the kids and got out. But
Yeah.
did you hear what the mom said as soon as they did though? She was like, "Don't leave me." I thought that was sad. I don't know.
Yeah.
Next, you know, she like wants what's best for her kids, but at the same time, that's. Any thoughts, Cameron?
That looks cool.
That's
I
25
thought you'd have a
minutes.
lot more to say, honestly. I was expecting some snide comments.
It's
Some.
25 minutes he'll never get back. That's what he's thinking.
I
did
mean,
say
I
that.
can see why people watch it. It doesn't interest me, but I can see
Yeah.
why some people do. I mean, look, it's got her.
Yeah.
I'll come in here and she'll be on Netflix watching it.
I almost feel like you're a little scared to be too critical of it, though. Just 'cause you know
But
it's
you
on the
didn't
internet
go
or
into
something.
it with an open mind.
Yeah, I did. I've watched it, trying to be interested, and like I said, I saw why some people are. To me, I just can't take it. I can't get into cartoon type
Everything's
series with
fictional,
it.
though.
I get that.
Well, not everything. You know what I
I
mean.
mean, if the storyline was based on like a real life movie, okay, maybe I'd get into it.
So what if those were like actors?
Whenever the lips are moving and the words are off, I don't care if it's a real movie or a cartoon. I can't watch it.
I mean, if you watch it in the original language, I'm sure it'd be closer, but I don't really want to make you watch it in Japanese.
The TV.
Yeah, we don't have Rosetta Stone.
But
I mean, that's
like I said, you could just read the words at the bottom and play it in the original language, and then the lips would match up a lot better. But I'm sure you don't want to listen to them in Japanese. I know Cameron doesn't like that, and if I like, it's kind of people have their preferences, but me personally, I like it better in an English voice. Like I'd rather hear it in my native language if it's good. So there are some bad ones out there,
I agree. I mean, like I said,
but as far as it,
you're gonna watch it. I can tell.
No, I just have an open mind, and you're just a stick in the mud. You didn't, from the beginning, you didn't give it a chance. Like,
That's
was
not
I
true. I
excited
sat and
about
watched
it?
and
No.
didn't complain not one bit, did I?
well, that's
You
the thing. I feel like
grunt.
you're trying not to be too critical of it.
He's
Like,
going, grunt, and then he goes, what did we get ourselves in?
It's like all the movies that she watches. They're not for me.
But
I
you,
understand that.
but you critique the hell out of them.
That's why I feel free to critique it. if you
My
want, but-
interest. I like sports. I like.
And there are great
Fox.
sports shows out there. There's actually one I think you would really like, but it doesn't have an English version, so I wasn't gonna even bother. But
I do like baseball.
the baseball one, yeah, that's what I was gonna go with. Was Major. It's a great baseball show, but at the same time, like I said, it's not in English. I wasn't even gonna bother with that. But,
And that may be the case, but
yeah.
just
And for Rachel, like I said, I thought she'd like the We missed the other like detective one more, but you wanted the shorter one, and I figured this one has shock value, so a lot of people like seeing how people's reaction or how people react to this, especially the first episode, just because it's kind of out of left field. You don't really expect it to get as gruesome as it does, as quick as it does.
You know the clown on Saw?
I
That's
don't-
what that reminds me of.
But exactly, and you like those kind of movies. I can't stand them.
I hate scary movies, so
I do too.
I love scary movies.
So that's where, different strokes for different folks.
But here's the thing
It's not
about
for me.
the medium as a whole. There's something out there for everyone. I feel like this. Or are you critiquing like just the fact that they're animated in general, or the storyline itself? Because I feel like those are two completely different things.
But why were there parts that looked like it was like not animated?
Talking about like the backgrounds and stuff. Or,
Yeah, like the bell. And
I mean, you're gonna see a lot of art styles out there, and some are very realistic. I feel like this show did a pretty good job of making the backgrounds semi-realistic, and there's a few movies that came out this past year. If you look at the backgrounds, like it's almost hard. Like I just at a glance, it's almost hard to tell them apart from real life. So if you put them side by side,
some of them.
so there's some amazing artists out there that work on this, and then you have the voice actors that voice the characters and stuff. So. But, Alright, so we know we have one that would never be interested in episode 2, and one that would have a slim bit of interest on what might happen afterwards, or is that how the...
Like leap year. that extra day. Awesome. I mean, I'm not like, hurry up and play the next one,
Yeah.
but I mean, if you just told me what would happen, I could sleep at night.
She'll be in here watching it. I can tell.
And you have no interest, right?
No.
Would you like me to tell you what happens if I watch it?
Would you be interested in seeing a different series if it was still animated, but it had a completely different storyline? See, he's going to say no. See, so it is the animation aspect of it, I think. It's just kind of a hard jump.
It's not it. It's kind of like her. She watches different Lifetime movies, and she wants to know, or she wants me to watch them with her. I have zero interest in
don't.
watching those type of movies.
No, I don't.
But see, but whenever you say those type of movies, you're just referring to animated. That's a style, but it's not. There's so many different stories that are told in that style. They're not all, as you've seen. There's Dragon Ball Z, and then there's shows like this,
I'm just
and then
old
there's
fashioned.
so many other kinds of things.
Did you ever watch The
And-
Simpsons?
No, I wasn't a big fan of the Simpsons.
But was it because it was animated or
No,
because
it's because my mom wouldn't let me.
you sat here and watched SpongeBob last night? While our
90%
youngest
of
son
the
was in
time,
there?
no, he watched it. I watched sports and I watched cops.
That's why I almost wanted to go with the detective one. I know you like your cop shows, and I know she likes her
Beat it.
CSI, Miami, and everything else. All those detective shows, or what's it called that you watch?
Law and Order?
Yeah, Law and Order.
Murder, victim rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Special Victims
It's
Unit.
murder.
Yeah, but that was like cannibalism. And that's kind of sick.
So you're looking at them as if they're human, though.
I get it. I
They're-
guess.
I guess they're humanoid in form, but they're.
Yeah.
I think you'd like Death Note though.
Mm.
Personally.
Who? Her?
I feel like she really liked it if she give it a chance, but
I do too.
I feel like you might like it too. That honestly, just based on
Yeah, Dad.
It's
your interest in
pretty,
cops, but I could also see you just not blocking it out just because it's an animated thing, but
then they get mad at you for watching it before.
yeah, there was that whole thing.
No, there's more to that story, but we're not
Oh.
going to go into it right now because the
Yes.
phone is still recording.
Yes.
I mean, I have nothing to hide on that story. Like, there's a certain part within the first few episodes that goes into it. Cameron's seen this part. It goes into the part where the hardest thing about the Death Note is finding a place to hide it.
I
And
found it.
I know, I didn't do a very good job, but I wanted to see how difficult that would truly be. And I remember thinking that as a kid. And so like, I made one, I just put Death Note on it, I wrote a couple names in it real quick.
Yeah.
I tried hiding it, and like a couple months later, they were snooping through my room or something. And
Lies.
what do you mean lies?
That
no.
wasn't a lie.
No, if you saw it and stuff, like I said, a few episodes in, the lengths that he goes through to try to hide it are pretty extreme. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, it shouldn't be that hard. Like how hard would it really be to hide it? And so I was actually just like trying to come up with stuff.
Why
like
didn't
that
you
on
tell
your own.
us back then?
You guys were mad and yelling about stuff. I wasn't gonna talk about it any more than I had to. You've never seen the show. You weren't going to try to understand what was in it. Essentially, what Death Note is it's a psychological game of cat and mouse between a sociopathic murderer who is the main character. He possesses...
I'm in.
Yeah, well, he's a sociopathic, like, mass murderer. He starts out as a normal guy, but he obtains power, power corrupts. He becomes like a sociopathic mass murderer. And then there's a detective who's trying to catch him. And it's like a psychological game of cat and mouse between the two. The detective can't let the killer know his real name. Otherwise, they don't know how he kills, but they know he needs a name and a face.
Don't give away the storyline because she's probably going to watch it now.
No, this is just within the first episode or two that they go over this. That's why I said it takes 2 episodes for the detective to be introduced, and he's actually my favorite. But the detective's trying not to let his name be revealed while trying to find the killer, and the killer's trying not to obviously he doesn't want to be caught. He'll be sentenced to death or put in jail for life or whatever. Like, he doesn't want to be caught killing people. So he's trying not to get caught, and he's also trying to figure out the detective's name so he can kill him and then become like the god of the new world. He develops like a god complex within like the first episode because he thinks he's so powerful
Let me
every
see
time.
that ball.
Yes.
But I feel like it's a very interesting show that has been around for about 10 years, and it's still very hotly debated to this day. Like, it's a lot of moral ambiguity involved to make people. There's a lot of discussions that happen based on like who is right, who is wrong. Half the people that watch it side with the main character. Half the people that watch it, they side with the main character because he only kills criminals, trying to make the world a better place. And then the other half that watch it side with the detective and stuff because they think killing in general is wrong, and he's trying to stop the guy that's killing hundreds of thousands of people. So
They made a real person movie out of it.
they did. They recently made a live action film on Netflix, and it was pretty bad. But there's a live action for it on Netflix.
Question: if you watched that before you've ever seen the anime version,
You might
do you
enjoy it more,
enjoy
but
it?
you might enjoy it more. I know people that have enjoyed it, but I know how you like to pick apart. You like to pick apart shows that have a lot of flaws in their writing, like they have a lot of plot holes and whatnot. And whereas the animated TV show it's not perfect by any means, because like I said, there's a supernatural element to it with the Death Note and everything. But there's very few plot holes, and a lot of people regard it as a masterpiece as far as how it's written. Whereas the movie, my God, like, you watch it, you're gonna find plot hole after plot hole from things they tried to change and make it. They tried to use this cool special effects and everything, and I feel like you're the type that would watch it and go, "This is stupid because they're trying this," or "This is stupid because, like, why wouldn't they just do this?" or "This is stupid because this doesn't make sense." And you'd be right because that's how it is. But
Yeah.
I guess this has been going on for a while now, but
Get the camera and put it on him. He's needing some attention.
so on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the first episode of the show you just watched?
What's 10?
10 is good, 1 is bad.
I just meant like, is it good and bad, or
Yeah,
could be better? What?
or you don't really know how to rate it because you don't really know how it goes from there. Like, it's very small.
Okay,
portion of the
on like, what am I trying to say?
I don't know.
series.
Like the characters,
Mhm.
like a 3 or 4.
You talking about age-wise?
No, just
On 1
the-
to 10?
I don't like the Titan. Like, I would revamp him.
No one likes the Titans.
Yeah. So I'd even rate it higher than that just because I went in, never watching it before.
I said the
Thinking they're all
characters.
stupid. I can see now why people watch it. That's why I said I'd rate it a 5.
I can see why you'd hate the characters.
Overall?
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I can see why you'd hate the characters. I know the main character in particular, like even just through the first episode, gets a lot of flack because he just yells a lot, and I like him personally.
Aaron?
Aaron, yeah. Aaron
Yeah.
yells a lot and is very abrasive.
Yeah,
and
he sounds like somebody I know.
kind of hard-headed.
Sounds disrespectful
Yeah.
at times, like when he's disrespecting his mom.
Mhm. But that'll kind of, that's going to affect him later on because those are like the last
But
things
you have to
he'd
give him
said to her.
credit for.
Running back to want to protect her.
But like, to become a scout. I mean,
I have zero issues with that, but don't
but
disrespect.
why is the
don't talk
sister
disrespectful
so
to your
scary
parents.
to everyone?
Why is she so scary?
Because she's just kind of like
Because they've had
emo.
bouts with those same 3 kids before, and she beat them all up. Like, girls mature a little bit faster, and not only that, she's pretty athletic. Like, she's the strongest one out of the 3. So she's, like I said, she's a. If someone beats you up enough times, you're gonna want to just avoid them. So.
Do you need it to get on camera, son?
No, I'm
Come here. Come here. Come here. We'll give you your spotlight.
I'm in the shower today.
He's got long
What
shorts
did, I
on.
think it just shut down.
Oh, low battery.
Still going though.
I wonder how many chins I have.
I should have did some push-ups.
Done.
That's what I told you. You should have just left your sleeveless shirt on, done some push-ups beforehand, and put on a hat, and you'd be Gucci.
Gucci.
Yeah.
That was Gucci.
I like Gucci.
I think you like Naruto more.
We've watched that
I've
crap.
watched
Like
it.
I
I used to
remember.
watch the first episodes of Naruto.
No, I
remember
used to
she hated
always
them.
have to watch Dragon Ball Z with you guys.
Which one
And
was
then
the
I
one
saw
with
the
dude with
deer,
the
like-
naked butt?
Breastfeeding on the little girl.
There was an episode of Dragon Ball GT where
And-
Anne, Goku's granddaughter, she was sitting there petting a deer and like reached
It
up
was
her
like
foot real quick, and Rachel
breastfeeding.
saw that and she was done.
Yeah, I
Right,
was
it
done.
was
You
real
guys,
quick.
you were young, and then
And then they kept flipping the
yeah,
bird.
that.
I had
What's
the
his
uncut
name?
version in there, so
The G word. What's his name?
Vegeta or Goku? No, Goku doesn't do it. Vegeta flips the bird to like 3 or 4 different people.
No, that Goku or whatever.
Goku?
Yeah, he
Main
was
character?
flipping them off.
The
But
one that
Goku
kept-
doesn't flip people off.
Who was the one that kept mooning
but
people?
in him,
Goku.
yeah. But
Or
in his
Goku.
defense, he only had like 4 fingers, 3 fingers.
They have 5 fingers.
In that.
We get your brother on TV real quick so he can. He's trying so hard to screw it. Come on,
He's a
son.
camera. He's
He
trying.
just
You
walked
wanna,
by.
come on, get on in here.
I'm eating shit.
He'll edit this
You
out.
can't hear what we're saying because he's crunching on those chips.
Well, I know Dad's probably not going to watch the second episode, but thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to
Yeah.
react to this for me and just give your thoughts on something you otherwise probably would have never watched or came close to. So.
I never finished it.
Cameron never finished it, but he
Did you react?
didn't react to it now. He just watched
I
it.
just watched it.
What did you think of it when you watched it, Cameron? I know you didn't finish it, but Attack on Titan
You
anyway.
can come sit on my lap if you need to.
Oh, it was dope, but I'm more of a Naruto kind of guy. In One
You
Piece.
thought it was dope, but you never finished it.
I understand that. I thought One Tree, or not One Tree Hill, freaking, what's it called?
Riverdale Vampire
Riverdale.
Diaries.
I thought Riverdale was really good. I still haven't finished season 2 of that, so.
Where's the season 3 at?
It usually takes
Of Riverdale?
a while to make.
Yeah.
They just
Probably
finished
takes
it
a while to make,
like,
yeah.
at the end of last year.
But yeah, I mean, that show and Death Note both are, like I said, for a older audience. And I showed this and Death Note both to Cameron about a year or 2 ago, so he would have been about 14, 15. Like, I could see why,
Did you have
as a
nightmares?
14, 15-year-old, he preferred Naruto.
Did you write a note?
Oh,
Did
Yeah.
you write a note?
no. But I will listen to people that kill.
See, I wouldn't kill anybody, but I was so, I guess at that age, I was just so entranced in how those like I said, the psychological game of cat and mouse, like how those things would work, how of it is actually kind of realistic compared to otherwise and stuff. I was just so taken in by that and stuff. That was my favorite part of that. Yeah, I was fascinated by that. Whereas you guys heard, there's a show where there's a death note or there's a notebook that kills people. People die. That's a bad show. Don't watch that. Like,
Okay, reverse the roles. We didn't know that existed.
what did Death Note?
Yes, at that time.
The TV show?
Yes.
Yeah, I told you it did.
Yeah, because you told me to quit watching it.
Yeah,
That was
That's
after
after we
it.
found it.
yeah. And after that point, you had no intention of trying to figure out what it was or.
Well, I
Reason
said
behind it.
revert, like,
Okay, so
Like-
are we done?
pump the brakes.
Are we done?
Yeah. All right. So how many? So how many views or how many likes do you think this video needs to get for you to consider watching episode 2, giving it another try?
If you get 2,000 views, I will watch episode 2.
All right, and just for clarification, you have no idea what my YouTube channel is or anything, right? So
No.
2,000 views
clue.
is a lot.
Are you gonna
That's-
tell us?
What?
Are you gonna tell us?
If this video does well, I'll let you watch it, and yeah, you'll see what my channel is and everything. So
Do
So
we have to sign release?
I don't know. Just get him a lot of views so I can find out what it is, so I can watch what he's doing.
all right, maybe I won't make this a video.
So
Time to scrap this project.
1,500 now.
No, 2,000 views.
2,000 views.
2,000 views. I'll do.
We'll watch another
The
one,
next
and
one.
you'll tell us what your channel is.
All right, deal.